All right, and welcome back to the Brotherly Banter podcast. We are in our second episode. We had a good response out of the first one. We like what we're hearing from people. They like the insight we have, and we like the insight you guys have. Lane, how you feeling this week?
I'm feeling fantastic. We had a bit of a delay, but in that time off, we had a lot of, like you said, insight from outside sources, and then we got some things to go over, and here we go.
What have you been up to since this last podcast?
Well, since this last podcast, I have turned 21.
Oh, oh
So
yeah.
it's a big deal there. I went to the casino with you and Chris and Gracie, and we had a blast, and found a drink that I love called the Pink Starburst.
Oh man.
It sounds so basic, but I swear it's actually a Pink Starburst. Like it's fantastic, and I had maybe 8 of them,
Oh yeah.
but who's counting?
That was a good night. That was good
It was
names.
good. It was a great night.
When
Great
we
night.
were when we were there at the casino, we were there with your friend Chris. Okay.
Yep.
Now Chris, he seemed to exhibit near psychic abilities.
He, yeah, I was telling Gracie about this even after the fact. He would find not only the correct slot machines, he would close his eyes and just imagine a specific slot hitting. It
He
would go
said
through all
he
the
could
options.
feel the Ninjago in him.
He can, and he felt it. He would feel out the machine, even if it was across the entire casino, point it out, walk directly to it without tripping, without whatever, and he would get us that bonus, and he would get us that cash, and we had a great night. It
Oh
was great.
yeah, he would hit, and then he would close his eyes, and he'd be like, "It's over here," and he would walk like 30 feet to like northwest or something,
Some random
and he'd be
machine.
like, "It's this one." But here's the thing: it only worked if he was in the pocket.
Yeah,
Now, for those of you
Only
at
if he was.
home who don't know what the pocket is, that is when you blow just below when you're too drunk to drive. So right below drinking like a driving level is when you're directly in the pocket. You're not sober, but you're also not blasted. You're right there in the slot. And when he was in the slot, he was hitting one after the other, slot machine after slot machine. What did you think you made out that night, Lane? And how? How?
Well, I mean, for first of all, I would like to say that it wasn't even just slots that he was, doing this on. He went to a roulette table and hit, I think, was the number 8, and he hit that, and unfortunately, he's a goofball and didn't play the minimum bet on the number, so he did not win it, but he still called out the number. He felt it. And
Okay.
and then I proceeded to do that as well on Lucky 23, and
You hit the lucky
I hit
number
that.
right
I
in
did
front of
do
my
the
face.
minimum, and that's just been the number since we were kids, and
It's
that
my
hit.
namesake.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my dad's sake.
Yeah, and so that was pretty awesome, especially first time at the casino, and we're doing something like that. It's ungodly.
But Lane, what do you think makes someone a good person?
Um, what makes someone a good person? I would say a good person is solely based on how you treat others. I feel that as long as you treat others, I know they say this when we're kids, but it's still true to this day. It's treat others the way you'd like to be treated, and it's very true, and the people who treat others nasty, well, that's why they're so nasty themselves, because they're treating everyone else nasty, it's just that's how it goes. You reap what you sow, it's just that's just how it is. So I would say the basis of being a good person is just to be nice, be kind, be accommodating, and just try your hardest, and not every day can be a good day, but that doesn't mean to take it out on the world.
Well, last episode, I asked you if you thought you were a good person.
Yeah.
Would you say you fit that criteria?
I would say I'm the type of person where on most days I would say I'm a good person, but again I have those days where I have those down days, and I think I can have tendencies to take it out on others, whether that's on purpose or not. I feel like whether it's as simple as getting an attitude towards someone, or saying the wrong thing or whatever. It's like I still have those moments, and so I wouldn't say I'm no one's perfect, and I'm definitely not considering myself as such, and but I would say I'm relatively a good person. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Where do you see room for you to improve? Would you say? What kind of nags at you where you're just like, I could probably do a little better than that?
I think it's really just that. I mean, I think ever since high school, I'm sure before that as well, I've just always had problems, like when it comes to being angry. I will say that, obviously this, but like I've gotten much better with whether it's just anger problems or just that stuff in general. I've gotten a lot better with not only handling that, but also like speaking about it instead of just holding it in. I've gotten a lot better with it.
What do you think has gotten you to that point over time?
Honestly, I think it's just the art of growing up.
Growing up.
I think that's what it was. I'm still referred in my 8th and 9th grade year. I was a horrible kid. I would be in fights like once a week, get a referral to the office multiple times. I think I got suspended a few times in 8th grade as well. And but like after mid 9th grade, I just snapped out of it. It's like,
well, what do you think was troubling you that's not now? What was troubling you then?
I don't know.
I think I've asked you this before, but you didn't really even know.
I still feel like I don't know. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know if it was just I'm trying to feel cool or what, because that sounds like something my younger self would have done. Maybe just try to fit in with the cool kids, and I thought that's what cool kids did, maybe. And
we always thought you were pretty good at fitting in. I remember me and Chloe would talk about this, where like you definitely were part of your generation. You listened to the same music that your people's ages listened to. You watched the same stuff. You played the same games and everything. And, on all accounts, you were, I guess you could say, basic, like in your age group. And I remember me and Chloe were jealous of that because we were just so different than our peers. Like, we didn't like the same stuff they did. We didn't like, like everything that they liked. We were like, oh, no, that sucks. We like this thing instead. It's probably some old, pretentious kind of shit or whatever. Right. But, like, we never were able to really fit in and feel like we were part of our decade, part of our generation, Like, if you think about, like, if you were someone who was basic in, like, in the 80s or something, and you were just listening to all the, like, the popular 80s music, that was the thing to do. You were part of what was happening,
Yeah.
Where if me and Chloe were back there, we'd be like, ugh, I'm not listening to Cyndi Lauper. I'm gonna listen to Son House. So I'm gonna listen to my 1930s, type of thing, and we just be weirdos. And then we can never be like, oh man, yeah, remember the 80s? Remember when that movie? It's like, you didn't even like that movie. What are you talking about? You didn't like that popular movie that came out when it came out, type of thing. So right. I think you have the privilege of really getting to live in your generation. Like, you really got to be an adolescent in your time of being an adolescent.
Yeah, I'm not sure what brought me there, but that feels like it definitely makes sense. I definitely would say I didn't feel like an outcast, so I definitely didn't feel that way. And I had a small group of friends in my my grade school years, and so yeah, I don't know, maybe that's kind of what it was. I was basic, and a lot of people around me basic, and that's how I fit in. And
well, is the grass greener do you think that maybe me and Chloe had something that you would want in that time?
Oh yeah, well that's why I feel I am the way I am now, is because I used to be this one way, right? And then I feel I've matured over time, obviously, and have changed my entire personality since. Like, I'm definitely more a down to earth kind of person now compared to, the burst out loud kind of person I was in school. It's like that's kind of how. Right, that's just kind of how like you guys are, and you guys like certain things, certain movies, certain artists, stuff like that. And I feel like I've gotten a lot closer to that kind of stuff as well, whether it's music or just interests or anything of that sorts compared to when I was younger. So
well, this kind of reminds me of something that we brought up last podcast, was what you were talking about. If you're going to do some sort of creative endeavor or some sort of type of thing like that, it's because you wanted me to see it, or you wanted me to be part of it. And now you're talking about how you've grown into this kind of different person, and you're more like me or Chloe and stuff. But what are things that ways that you think you've grown up into your own identity? How have you matured and found your own identity growing up?
I can't say that I know a reason or like a specific why on how I've become the way I am, but I can say that some stuff that differs is I, for example, enjoy work. I want to work. I like the aspect of like, again, working for rewards kind of thing, whether it's I'm saving up for a house or this or that, whereas a lot of people, which I'm sure you fall in this category, don't really enjoy work. It's not something they look forward to. But I feel like that is possibly part of something that's different. Part of my identity there is I enjoy it, and I look forward to something like that.
I always found that very distinctly Lane. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you become such a workaholic?
I'm not sure, honestly, because I feel like I don't know if this is true or not, but I don't feel like Dad is specifically like that. I'm not saying he hates his job, but I'm not saying
he's not particularly excited.
Right, I'm not saying he's going, wow, I can't wait to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to work 5 days. I'm not, I can't see that. But if I had to guess, my mom has always been like that, and
that is true.
She's construction worker. She loves working. She loves the job. She loves learning about the job. And I think that's a big part of where I differ from you and Chloe as well, is I love learning more about what I'm doing. And because I every day I want to continue to get better at it, and whether that's a slow process or not, I'm fully on board for it.
Well, that has always been kind of the wall that has separated you from me and Chloe, is that me and Chloe, when we went to Mom's, we were at Mom's together, and we went to Dad. But when you went to Mom's, your Mom's, you were just gone.
Yep.
We didn't know what you were up to, and yet that's half of who you are. So what do you think are some key points that we missed out on that we just don't know because we weren't there? Because you talk about how you've gotten this kind of this work ethic from your mom's side, and I don't think it's genetic or anything. I think you just learned that somehow, through being with her. Or
I'm not even saying it's specifically from her. I honestly just think that's kind of just how my brain is wired. Is I'm a goal to goal kind of person, and I accomplish a goal. Okay, now I have a new one, and I continue that trend until, I'm assuming until I feel satisfied. And but I wouldn't say you guys missed anything. I think it's more of just, you guys grew up with each other, and I grew up with a completely different family. You guys always had each other. Yeah. Whereas again, same thing like you just said, is when you guys were gone and when I'm gone, you're gone. I have 3 sisters over.
See,
on
well,
the
that's
other
the
side,
you had siblings that you couldn't take with you. I could
Right.
always take Chloe with me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I I would go home and I still have sisters there. I still have my mom there. And at most of that time, I also had some step siblings as well who I would, pretty consistently be around. And
so you think do you think that you kind of lost something by missing 50% of growing up with your siblings that would you kind of be with?
I think that honestly, the way that my mom and our dad are, I think that it's the perfect situation. Mm-hmm. I feel that they are very, very different people, and that me being on both sides of that, I don't know the word for it, but being on both sides of it is really just why I got to where I am now, because I got to experience, I feel, a lot more, whether it's just a visual learning aspect, or I'm hearing it, or whatever, whatever it comes to. But I got both sides of it, whereas again, when you guys were with dad, I feel like dad and your mom are a lot more similar than dad and my mom are.
Well, this was an interesting thing that I was going to ask, because this is me and Clay were talking about this just about the other week. Is we're like, we could not imagine our parents together.
Yeah, no, same here.
My dad is so different than your mom and my mom. What did they have in common? What were they like together? What did they see in each other? What do you think was there?
Honestly, I don't know. This is
from either perspective. I mean, obviously, it's kind of easy to see because Dad's just a cool guy. So, like, obviously,
yeah, he's a cool guy.
Chicks dig him or whatever, but it's but the personalities are so different.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I mean, to be fair, I've heard the story a few times. It's not like Dad and my mom were like super serious when.
No,
but they happened,
they were dating.
and so
they were going around.
Right, but it's like it's kind of just like the thing of like it just happened, It's like I remember I talked about this last podcast as well. It's like it just happened, I don't know the reason or
like
why, and I can't even.
What do you think they were like together?
I can't even imagine them, hanging out or what they would do or enjoy together.
You can kind of see that contrast, and when you're talking about how you grew up into the person you are now, because I see a ton of dad in you, a lot of the time. Yeah. But your mom is very extroverted. She's
oh, for sure,
loud. She's not afraid.
Yeah, she's not afraid of conflict, conversation,
or anything. She's not afraid to be herself. She's not embarrassed.
Not at all. Yeah.
But Dad is very reserved. He's very kind of more of that conservative. Zen kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, I just like to imagine I got the best of both worlds,
That's kind of how I think, but sometimes I'm like worried because I'm just like, man, what is in there that's just waiting to kind of show us
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we don't have
your
to
mom
see,
is not,
I don't know. I mean, there's only one way to find out, and time will only tell. But for now, I think, I mean, I just got the best of both worlds, and I've had a older brother to, help me guide through all of those mixed emotions and feelings. And
well, it's interesting because, you're talking about growing up and you kind of change, and, we weren't always close growing up. And then there was kind of like a pivotal moment in which things turned around and we started becoming close. And it's not like that was always there because I grew up too. There was a time where I was just like, I kind of want to be a figure. And
I think as much as, I'm not really sure how to say it other than anything we're doing now, whether it's hanging out, whether it's making this podcast, that's only like an option because you wanted to do that. Because again, at the time I was probably like 10 years old. I don't understand that stuff. I don't understand having relationships with siblings and stuff like that. Like, I don't understand that. But, like, you made the effort to do so.
I remember I was kind of upset that we weren't as close at some point. I made the effort to make the change.
Yeah, I mean, I remember us having a whole text conversation about it. I can't say I remember what was said, but I remember us having a long conversation about
Remember, I
this.
started off hostile, like as I usually
Yeah,
did.
you're pretty.
But then something just kind of clicked, and it never went back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, honestly. But
in the middle of that conversation.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. For sure. I mean, it started off, and I was just like, oh boy, here we go again, kind of thing. And again, I mean, we never looked back afterwards, and it's kind of, it's just went from there, and here we are now, hanging out, making podcasts together, getting drinks at the bar. We're having a good time.
Dirty Shirls. Do you believe in the big man in the sky kind of God, or is God more of like a vibe for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I believe him in the sky.
A big guy in the sky, watching
sky.
down, making decisions, type of guy.
Maybe not so
what
specific.
Extent?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe not so specific, but to the extent of I actually had a hypothetical for myself about this earlier today.
Good.
Which was, what if God only has he only gets to make 100 decisions a day? This guy wins the lottery. This guy gets to live. This guy, again, I love hypotheticals. I ask them to Gracie, I ask them to you all the time. Mm-hmm. I ask them to anyone all the time. I love hypotheticals because it just makes your brain ponder. Right?
Well, do you really think that someone who can create a universe is going to be
No, but again, it's hypotheticals,
right.
I don't know, it's an interesting
concept. Then what's the conclusion there? If he only has 100 things he can do?
I don't know. Again, it's just, I didn't get too deep into it because I had no one to talk to about it. It was on my way over here, actually.
Well, then, do you think God makes kids sick and die of horrible diseases?
No, I think that some things are just... it's, I don't know how to put it other than it's just that's how
the way it was supposed to go.
Whether that's how it's supposed to be or not, I think that's just, he can't save everyone because, I mean, the whole point of God, right, is to believe. And if he just saved everyone from sickness all the time, okay, yeah, obviously something's out there, right? It's but the whole point is they want you to believe, and he wants you to believe in him without...
So you think it's kind of part of the test?
Maybe again, I'm not saying it's
here's
a
the
test.
Thing. So
but
who's the subject of the experiment then? The kids?
Whoever. Or
is the kids only there to die to test other people's belief?
I'm not sure. That's up to him. I don't know.
Well, you got to think a lot of times these things happen in certain regions as well. Yeah. When other places don't have the same technological advancement.
Math beats everything, right? So when it comes to that type of stuff, it's do you have the resources? Do you have the money? Do you have this? Do you have that?
So there's certain regions that are better off than others.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to technology and medicine and stuff. And I mean, if you think God has a pool, especially when it comes to testing people's faith and all that stuff like that. I mean, America has it pretty darn good.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially comparatively. And then there's others who don't have it very good and stuff. So, I mean, do you think America is God's chosen country in that way? Here
I think
is where I perfected this concept, and they get to observe what's going on. And because nobody's more, when it comes to that sort of idea of God than...
Yeah, well, I was actually just about to touch on that. I don't think it has anything to do with America. I think it just happens to be the most, popular religion kind of thing in America. That's what most people are. They're Christians, or they're just, not associated with anything, So yeah. I think that's just kind of where that's at. I don't think it's too specific there.
So what do you think his influence really touches on? Is it a much more smaller thing, a vaguer thing? Do you think he can really move mountains? What's the
again? I'm not sure. I don't think whether he can or can't. I don't think he would ever do anything that would be so big, because again, the whole they make it pretty clear. One of the biggest points of his existence is he wants people to believe. And believing and being 100% sure is, obviously two different things. And And so I'm sure it's like he doesn't want to do anything to Jurassic because that just eliminates all other options. It's like, okay, yeah, he's out there.
Well, okay, so what about the Bible? How much do you believe in that?
I don't know anything about the Bible.
Well, do you know about like the Great Flood?
No, I know nothing.
Noah's Ark, he flooded the whole
I know
world.
about that. I know about that.
So
only because
that's not very subtle,
about it.
right? He flooded the whole world.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not God, He makes his
you guys
decisions.
can record this stuff now. I can't be doing all of that. It was an early test period, I guess. Well,
Right.
so you don't know anything about the Bible, but you do seem pretty adamant about a true creator.
Again, I would just like to imagine. I'd rather imagine in my lifetime
right?
that
But do
there
you
is.
pray?
No.
No.
Again,
you
I would
want
just. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't.
to. Do you think what do you think you could get out of it? Why do you think other people pray?
I mean, it gives you peace of mind. You're saying what you want out loud. You're voicing your feelings. I think that's a big thing.
People really believe someone's listening.
Yeah, exactly. You're voicing your feelings to God and hoping that He can help give you some comfort and just talking about it in general is typically what helps everyone. And so,
but talking out to the openness, it doesn't work for you as good, or
I don't know.
Never gave it a try.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not sure.
What about when you were a kid? You ever tried that?
I'm sure I have when I was younger. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I can't recall anything.
So would you? I mean, the theme of what we're getting here is more spirituality. Okay. So it's would you say you're religious?
I mean I don't know.
But you're spiritual.
Sure.
You believe in a God. You believe in that there is more to this world than what meets the eye, what's observed through science, right?
Yeah.
Then that I would say that's more of a spiritual kind of thing, right?
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at.
So that stretches and kind of further endeavors. People will be spiritual and they'll be doing like tarot cards and stuff. Chloe does that.
No, I don't believe in those. But
even Ouija boards, those are
I don't believe in that crap either.
Well, have you ever seen a UFO?
No, I have not.
You never seen one?
I've never seen one.
Do you think anyone has?
It's hard to say because I feel like if the outside lives are as intelligent as we are presuming them to be, why would they ever make themselves visible, right? If they're as intelligent as we are claiming, but is it no? Is it gonna be though? If they're as intelligent
never
as they
been
are,
caught before.
Yeah, but we're human. We're not we're smart, but if we're comparing ourselves to what we're imagining aliens to be like,
well, why do they have to be so intelligent?
I mean, because they're out, going planet to planet.
Well, maybe their planet just happened to have the perfect resources for that too.
Maybe.
So maybe they're just dumbasses who happen, have the technology to fly around.
Well, I feel like one of them probably would have crashed into Earth by now, if so.
In a more obvious kind of way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember the government said that some 50s UFO files are real.
Maybe. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I find it really odd that...
Well, okay, so do you I mean, you believe in aliens, surely? Yeah. Because the universe is so big.
It's infinite. It's infinite, and the infinite is growing. Of course there's something out there.
Right. There's an infinite chance that there's something.
Yes.
There's an infinite chance there's infinite things out there.
Yeah, there's an infinite chance there's infinite us out there talking about this right now.
Do you think the big guy in the sky made all of those too?
That's...
Or is he only worried about Earth? Does every planet have their own god?
Well, that's the thing is if we're claiming God to be what He is, then maybe that's why all this stuff happens on Earth, because He has so many responsibilities. He can't make everyone and everything
you can only
happy.
Be so omniscient at all times.
I mean, you can't be perfect, right? You can't be perfect. You read the Bible. I'm sure there's things in there
He's
that
an
God
imperfect
didn't do
God
good,
for sure.
and there's things. I remember there's like a quote along the lines of like, who am I to judge when I something myself? You know, I forgot the whole thing, but like when I have sinned myself or something like that. It's like everyone has done something wrong in some way or another. He can't be perfect. We can't be perfect. So, you know, things are going to happen. And, you know, if we're, you know, giving that hypothetical of, you know, he's in control of everything, then, yeah, I mean, maybe that's why, you know, that's a hypothetical and a hypothetical, you know.
You believe he gave us free will? Or do you think he's...
believe that has nothing to do. I think that's just humans evolving and going, wow, we should not, like, you know, be the way we are.
Well, okay, so do you think that God made humans, or do you think he just made life on Earth to evolve into humans?
I think he made life on Earth. Evolution happened, and
so he was like, oh shit, they made they're humans now. That's cool.
Well, I mean, I don't even think it's like that. I mean, we could be, I mean, it's whatever. Like, I think it's kind of just, like, it was just life on Earth and, you know, evolution from there. You know, obviously that's a whole science thing, but, like, I think evolution from there is just what took over, and now we're here, so.
Right, because the Big Bang Theory, just
the theory. I see that, that still confuses me. How do you feel about that? That one is still confused. Like, how do you just kill everything, though? You know, like,
kill everything?
Right.
I think it created everything.
Right. No, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, but what happened, though? How does that? It destroyed the bang, right? That's it. It did the bang thing, right? And now we're here.
It started expanding.
Right. But
created a universe somehow.
How? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But like, how? So like, I don't know. It's just really odd. That's why I'm saying it's like, how do you like?
It is tough to know for sure. I don't know exactly how they figured it out.
Yeah, I don't know how science would like figure that out. But you know, so I don't know. But you think
that's pretty much exactly as likely as there being a God anyway? It's like,
I mean, yeah,
both
probably
of them are equally as unknown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure honestly, because like, I mean, we still get, you know, reports about meteors and stuff now, and it's like, I don't know, man, you know, I don't know what's going on, so I don't know. I'm sure it's just as likely that anything could happen out there, and we kind of just happened with the theory of the Big Bang Theory, and now here we are, you know.
Yeah. So last podcast you talked about your future, how you thought about. You said that you wanted to raise kids.
Yeah.
If you had a kid, would you raise them religiously and also get them circumcised? How would you go about, like, what kind of household would you raise them in? Do you think you would want a more spiritual household? More, you know, do you want them to?
I would want them to choose on their own behalf. That is something I feel that every family should do ever. Is once, you know, when they're, you know, 5 years old, sure, you know, go ahead, right? You can bring them to church, but don't force them.
Well, that starts pretty early. Then they might just stay at church. Then, you know,
right? That's what I'm saying. A lot of us didn't. But like, once they grow up, at least they have the option to, right? Now, I don't go to church, so I'm obviously not going to bring my kid to church,
right?
But like, if they wanted to go to church when they got older, sure, go ahead. You know, I'm not going to go right ahead. You know, they get to choose.
They're going to be. When they grow up, they're going to start being curious and they're going to start asking questions about why things are. I mean, what if you don't have the answer? You just be like, that's how God made it?
No one has the answers. No one has the answers. We're just here, you know. That's just how it is.
Do you want a son or a daughter more?
More? I really don't mind either way, because a son would be cool for, you know, football purposes and just like that kind of stuff. But a girl, I feel like I would be, you know, 1,000 times more protective of, just because the world we're in, kind of thing, you know.
Right.
Not that I hate my son or anything, but you know, like, that's just how the world is nowadays, and it's like, so it's like both would just be. I mean, it'd be amazing, you know, either way. I don't care either way, whatever happens, you know.
So, giving how the world is and how you're saying, how would you prepare a daughter for that?
That I mean that's something I'd have to, learn as I go, kind of thing. But, I mean, there's a lot to learn with how men are, especially these days, and especially with the internet, how big it is now, and stuff like that. That's really just that's a whole rabbit hole I'd have to get into to.
It's a tough one. I don't know
learn
how
about that
I
stuff.
would do it. See, I would go about it. I've always been just like, I would just move out to a prairie in a cabin with no electricity and cut them off from the world forever. Which is
And I can't say I'd blame you.
Yeah, but
also,
they're gonna be
right.
horribly isolated and unprepared for the
Oh,
real
for
world.
sure. But I mean, I can understand on a not so specific example.
Well, when would you give them a phone?
Probably like 14, 15. It would be late.
That's pretty late.
Because I
How
got
are they
mine
gonna make
when
friends?
I was like...
There's only one way to make friends now.
Exactly.
How are they
They're going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn how to do it in person.
Well, no one else, but you can't make everybody else learn to them, right?
Well,
no one
just
else
how
knows.
It is,
Hey, do you want to be friends with me? And then just add me on Discord.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, if we're talking like seriously, I mean, I would imagine I'd probably give them at least a starter phone around like the age of 12.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember I got my first one around like 10 or something. It was just this little like slide open phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I remember not being too great with it. Like this random number would text me, and I would text them back, and even though they were trying to contact the person who had the number previously and whatnot, and just like shit like that. And it's like, I don't want my 10-year-old doing that. I don't want that. What? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. I'd probably wait a little bit afterwards. But I mean,
you
a starter phone.
It too as much. You're not going to put an iPad in front of them,
right?
Well, you got to occupy them yourself the whole time.
That would be the goal. Yeah, is that, and obviously make sure they are able to occupy themselves as well when they're a bit older and can do stuff like that.
Well, then it's all in your control. My coworker said that she really hates that Miss Rachel taught her daughter how to say no. What's your low-key most spiritual experience?
I don't know if I have one.
You never had a time where you're like, that was otherworldly. That
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So I don't know how.
I feel like I just work for all of what I've had in my life.
There's never a time where you thought that you saw a miracle or something happened to you that was like, that was meant to be. That was a miracle, or was there ever a time where you were just like, I am one with the universe right now?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think the closest I've been is when I perfect a game.
You get the platinum.
Whoa! I go, oh my god, I'm the best.
You get the platinum, and that's a spiritual experience.
I mean, yeah, I can't say I've felt anything like that specifically, but I feel pretty good when I do games and platinum. Oh, yeah. So I'll consider that as close as I'm getting.
That's a perfect answer. What is your favorite religion?
I mean, I guess just Christian? I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, there's so many out there, but you
Catholic, I don't know.
You don't tie yourself to one particular religion. You just believe in God. But a lot of people believe in a higher power, and they're all different religions. But which one do you think which one's your favorite?
I don't know anything about any of them, so it'd be hard to say.
Why did you say Christian first? This is the one you know the most about.
I don't know anything about any of them. Catholic, Christian, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I just feel like those.
You've never been curious enough to just kind of look it up or learn about them, or
no, not really.
No,
I grew up where, and this is another example of what we talked on previously. I mean, I grew up where my mom, forced me to go to church, and I think it was a Catholic.
What was that
church.
like? Yeah, she's Hispanic, so she probably would. Yeah, I think she took you to Catholic church. Okay. Remember? Yeah,
so it'd communion. It'd be that then. But I mean, I remember she would force me there, and I didn't want to be there. I didn't like going into the the kid room while everyone else.
Well, that's
is
where
out
they put
there
us too, because we were too bored up in the.
Right. Well, yeah. It's just like, but that's what I'm saying. It's
You
like,
watch
I
any
would
Bible
want,
Man?
I don't even know who that is.
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales is good. I watched that at daycare though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was at daycare.
They taught you about the Bible the whole time in that show. You don't remember?
No, I don't. I really don't. But
Bible
yeah, I would
show.
watch it in daycare.
I never watched
those were some good
VeggieTales,
times.
and I didn't know until I was like already an adult that I found out it was a Bible show.
I didn't know that until just now. I had no idea. Not a clue. Is it actually? That's
It's literally
really?
Yeah. It's specifically a Bible show.
Is it just like they're reenacting stuff that
They'll reenact stuff, or sometimes they'll have their own adventures and find a way of like how God fits into it and go by God's way and be like in Psoriasis 1:16 it says this, so.
I really did not. I have no recollection of anything of that sort. Wow, I did not.
It's
know
an
that.
explicitly Christian show. It's like God's Not Dead, but a cartoon.
That is interesting. I did not know that.
Did you like that movie, God's Not Dead?
I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I don't know, man.
So if you don't know anything about any religion, which one do you think seems cool, but you wish you knew more about?
Seems cool.
Yeah.
Satanism. No, I don't know. I wouldn't say any of them.
Muslim, Jewish, Buddhism,
Oh,
Catholics.
I would say
which one seems cool that you're like, I kind of want to know more about it.
I would say the one that would make me want to learn more about it would be Jewish. I don't know. What's that one called?
Judaism.
Judaism. Yes.
That's the one where they're pretty closely tied to the Bible, but Jesus was not the Son of God in their Bible.
I see.
So,
yeah, I don't know. That one always. I don't know that if I had to pick, it'd probably be that. I don't know why.
Do you believe in karma?
Karma?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That one would be like Buddhism. That's like East Asian type of. They're the one who believe in karma, and they believe in getting into nirvana, which is their heaven.
Yeah.
So the concept there is that you have multiple lifetimes, and depending on how good of your karma is, you can excel to higher levels of being in your next lifetime. Now I don't know exactly specifically, and I don't want to speak misinformation about a religion I don't know everything about, but you can imagine it like if you got really bad karma, you're going to be reincarnated as like a rat or something.
Oh no.
You're going to be a little bit lower on the scale.
Right.
And so you have to be a really good rat, and then you can be like a squirrel or a cat, exactly, a cat. And so I'm kind of thinking,
on the scale, where do humans land?
I think that's like second.
And what's better?
I think nirvana. I think everybody who is human has made it this far, and you got to have good karma if you want to make it to nirvana.
Yeah. See, like I don't know if I necessarily.
But then some people are like, I hope I get reincarnated as a little bumblebee.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool too.
If you could be reincarnated as anything, what would you want to be? It can't be human.
Honestly, I feel like I would like to be a turtle.
Why? Do they live forever?
Because they're cool.
Turtles are cool. A sea turtle? Land turtle?
Whatever ones that are really big.
Tortoises.
No, I don't want just the biggest turtle. I don't want to be a tortoise. They look different. I don't like them.
You don't want to be ugly.
I don't want to be ugly. I want to be a nice, beautiful, big turtle. That's what I want to be.
What about the ones in the little aquariums we eat in the goldfish?
Those ones are awesome.
You'd be one of those guys?
Yeah, I eat the goldfish, man.
You're probably going to get killed by some neglectful child.
Well, I'm just going to run away when they try to catch me.
I want to be like a great white shark.
They're going extinct, man. You're going to die.
I'll be the last one. They live for like 500 years. They've seen everything. They swim there in the beautiful, vast ocean.
How far down can they go? Is that something science knows?
I don't think they can go deep sea level. I don't think they're that dense, but I think they can
Maybe
go
I'd want to be something
sea.
deep sea level then. I don't know. I'm really interested in
It's
the
scary
ocean.
down there.
Yeah, but I'm sure they can.
We don't even
somehow.
know what's down there.
That's what I'm saying.
We only know like
to
5 things that are down there.
I want to know. So
You
maybe
just
I
chill out
want
and
to
be
be
like, "Hey, Carl," and you just know something that no human has ever laid their eyes on.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Kraken's down there.
Probably.
Well, have you ever done psychedelics?
No.
No. Why do you think people do them?
I don't know. Just
Chloe has done them.
yeah.
What do you think she got them?
I don't know. I think it's just like for fun, and then you get hooked. Maybe not in an addictive way, but you go, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to try that again.
I think a lot of them have a very spiritual experience.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I've been struggling with here in these questions is try to kind of really explain what spirituality really is. Because I still don't think you really know.
I don't know. Go ahead. What is? I mean,
I can't really have a hard time explaining it because it always just seems kind of like one of those things that everyone just kind of knows. They just kind of have a feeling for. I don't know. You know it when you see it.
I don't know. I don't feel like I've felt the way you've explained. You know, at all. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like I explained it kind of good. Have you ever meditated? Do you think you would get benefit out of that?
I've never meditated.
Why do you think people meditate?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Trying to get closer to oneself in the universe. That's kind of
maybe.
The thing that I would say maybe that's a good idea of spirituality is connecting yourself to the universe, I would say.
Oh, I don't try to do that.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't.
It's just not in you. You're not curious about kind of where you fit in, the big picture, you know?
No, not really. I'm just here in this lifetime. I just want to fit in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Mm-hmm. That's all I want to do. What happens on the outside, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying, though. I know. These aren't great answers. That's just how I feel, though, you know?
So, some people meditate to help themselves focus.
I feel like I just tell myself to lock in, and I just do it, you know? So
that's kind of meditation.
I was gonna say, yeah. If you want to count.
Well, how about you ever go for a long drive and you're just playing some music and you're just thinking?
Yeah, I love driving.
You love driving.
Yeah.
What do you love about driving?
I just get to listen to my music, listen to my super mega cast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like. I'm on the open road. I'm on, you know.
Are you in your head the whole time?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think? Like, what are you thinking about? Just life
I
and stuff?
have a very like ADHD brain, so I think about anything and everything all the time, whether it's a yellow piece of plastic I saw on the side of the road while driving,
okay,
or whether it's something that happened 5 years ago. You know, like I don't know. My brain just rambles. I'm not sure.
I would say that is a form of meditation. I would say.
Well, then I guess
you're kind of really focused
meditate.
on your thoughts because you're preoccupied with driving, but it's so.
Well, sometimes I don't even play music because I'm thinking sometimes, you know.
So you just be kind of driving and just chilling to the road.
Actually, I would say like for when I and am doing some deliveries, I would say most of the time I don't play music. I just I don't know. A lot of the time I'm just like, okay, it's like a 10-minute drive. There's no need to start music. I'm just gonna sit here, be driving, and you know, wherever my brain goes, I'm gonna go. You know.
Well, how do you feel when you have those those quiet moments to just kind of be? In
I feel good. Yeah, sometimes it's good to just chill out. I mean, as much as I love music and I love, you know, playing my music, sometimes it's good to just have a quiet moment and just be to yourself. I mean, especially if you're, you know, you've been working, you're in a, you know, a fast kitchen and whatnot, and so you go from that. Are you
thinking about things that stress you out, or are you kind of more?
I don't like to just think about that. I rather talk those things out with Gracie, Because I know that the more I do think about them, the more I worry, and then that's when I start to get stressed out.
So when you're
I force
driving
myself
without
to not do
music,
that.
you force yourself to kind of have more neutral or positive thoughts. You
Correct,
kind of just swimming around in your brain.
Yep.
That's a meditation.
I guess I'm subconsciously meditating then.
You
I'm
are.
not sure.
So can you see why people want to do that on purpose? And to be like, well, I'm not going to drive, but I am. Because what do you think?
Well, I don't feel like it would work for me when I just like do it on command.
You ever tried?
No, but like I just like on command like that. I feel like I wouldn't really get the satisfaction as I would with delivering this guy's pizza. I'm being forced to drive here.
You might as well just lock in.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like on command like that, I just wouldn't be able to. I'd be like, because the thing I would probably think about the whole time is like,
I'm meditating.
How am I holding my hands right now?
Okay, yeah, no, that's normal though. That's kind of normal though.
I don't know.
You kind of become self-aware, and then you kind of let it go.
Well, then, do you think
after
that
a while,
blind people are meditating all the time?
No, you can meditate with your eyes open because you're driving.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Do you think brain dead people are meditating all the time?
I'm
gonna say probably.
You tell
not.
me.
I'm gonna say probably not because they're brain dead. And that's my final answer. So
I don't know, but can you? So do you think if you could do it on command and you could just snap your fingers, sit down in cross-legged position in front of a candle or something, and you're just in your head the same way you would drive? I mean, do you think you'd find yourself trying to do that more often?
I would say it would probably be an occasional thing.
An occasional thing.
Because
just the times when you need to get away from it all.
Maybe, yeah. Like, because I drive like every single day. I maybe not deliver every single day, but I drive every single day. I have moments like that every single day. So I don't think I would really feel myself seeking that unless absolutely necessary kind of thing. I'm sure my opinion would probably change slightly, assuming I did know that it worked on command, kind of thing. But
it's something you have to practice, just like how we were talking about reading on the last podcast. It's a muscle you have to build. It's something you got to practice, and you get better at it over time. I'm sure it took you a while to get relaxed in a car.
Yeah, I don't even remember those times. So
it was scary at first.
I'm sure it was. I did. I mean, I have specific.
And now it's the best part of the day.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. I don't know why.
I'm in the same boat. I love driving.
I love driving. I don't mind a 3-hour drive. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I definitely raw dog some long drives, but I find I'll get the same thing out of like a bike ride too.
I used to like riding a bike. I used to.
I would kind of get the
I have
same
nowhere to
thing.
keep a bike now though. That's the problem.
Don't they have the little rack under the stairs?
Yeah, but like people like hit them with their cars and stuff. Like you should see some of them. Like some of these bikes are like in half. And I'm like, that just doesn't happen with your hands. Like I know people are just hitting these with their cars. So I don't know. Some of them are real beat up, and I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe they just really ride the hell out of it.
I'm sure that's exactly what happens. No, I do actually want to start taking some walks in the mornings.
Those are extremely meditative, and that would be a great way to start your morning.
I just feel like
away from it all.
Plus, I mean, take the dog on the walk.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'd be good for her. It'd be good for me.
Routine.
Force Gracie to go out there. It'd probably be good for her, or she'd just hate it. But at least we just like talk or something,
Okay, yeah.
So at least there's that.
Nice calm moments.
I don't know if I can see her meditating,
Well, how much would you say you value one-on-one, kind of just like, or even alone time?
With Gracie?
Or anyone, or just like even by yourself. Like, how are you with friends or at work versus when you're just in solitude or alone or home or something?
I mean, I would say I value like a one-on-one kind of thing more than any other kind of experience.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't care. Like, I obviously enjoy it. We just did it the other day. But like, I don't care as much for, a group effort kind of thing, compared to a one-on-one like we're doing now, or like for example, I would rather go to dinner, just me and you, or just me and Gracie, then
Mm-hmm.
oh, I have my entire family, or I have my 6 friends with me, or
Mm-hmm.
that's too much at once. I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
just catch up with one person at a time. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to hang out. I want it to feel like I'm hanging out with you instead of just we're
We're in
all
a
kind of
party.
here.
I'm the exact same way. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. No, there's a lot of people who are the opposite. They
Yeah,
love a group.
I just don't understand how they can enjoy their time with the people they care about most. If
Well, some
um,
people maybe they'd have more priority over like being a group, like all of us as a group type of thing. We're all in this together kind of thing. We're all one entity here in this hangout sesh, I guess.
I mean, I guess as an example, as like something I prefer as a group
Mm-hmm.
is like, for example, like our Christmases that we have at Aunt Cindy's,
Mm-hmm.
or when we go see Grandma and Grandpa. Like I'd rather see them together than separately, just because I feel like that's just what we're used to.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if that is again just because that's how we grew up and that's just what we're used to, or like with those specific people, or if that's just kind of what we're talking about here is like a preference kind of thing. So I'm not sure what that would relate to on which side there, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that was our podcast this week, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned for the next episode. Lane, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, and we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna record another one pretty soon, and
Be on the lookout.
Yep.
Big things coming to you. We're going to be the next viral sensations. We'll be doing a halftime show in no time.
We're
Super
already
Bowl.
making millions. We're gonna start putting ad reads in the middle of our podcast like everyone else, and
We're going to be the first
we're making bank.
podcast Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh yeah.
It's just a 30-minute podcast live.
Yep. And it's gonna be exactly like this, and everyone's gonna love it, and we're not even gonna talk about football. It's just gonna be about who knows what. It's nothing about football. Maybe we'll talk about soccer. I don't know, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.